Hello everyone, welcome to this GRE introduction video, part of the GRE diagnostic course brought to you by Learning Made Easy team, a team of IIM grads in association with our e-learning partner GTCUBE Get to the Top. If you're watching this video in our YouTube channel, do check out our full-length course available for free at gtcube.com/store, where you'll get to see this as part of a course. So let's get started. First, let's try to understand what's GRE, right? So GRE is Graduate Record Examinations. So it's a standardized test conducted by ETS, Educational Test Service. So why should a student take GRE? No, that's a very important question, right? So there is an exam, that's good, but then why should a student take it, or why should I take it? The simple reason is because universities ask for it. If you are applying for a graduate school, or maybe for masters or PhD program, most of the universities do ask for GRE score as part of their application process. But what you also need to understand is this, that GRE is not a requirement for every university in this world. So different universities have a different way of selecting the students finally into their university. So you just have to be careful about whether I need to take a GRE exam or not based on what you are looking to apply for. So how would I know that? So generally there are two approaches for applying for universities. One, you actually decide the course and the universities you're looking to apply for. So then you can look at the application checklist for these universities and understand if GRE is a requirement for them. If it is, then you have to take the GRE exam. The other approach is that you take the exam first. Based on the scores, you sort of decide into what and which universities I apply for and courses I apply for. The second approach is not really recommended. It's good to actually have a good idea about what you plan to pursue in your grad school or PhD program, so that you can actually decide whether you need to take GRE or not. If it's required by universities you're interested in, then it makes sense to take the exam. If it's not, then it's not worth your time and effort to actually take the exam. So let's look at an example. So based on universities and the programs you're interested in, you can obviously check if I need to take GRE exam or not for that in their website. So the simple approach is this. Simply just Google the university name, the program name you're interested in, and type application checklist and just press enter. So for example, we did Harvard plus computer science masters and the application checklist, and this is where we land up. Here, if you see the list of the things that they're asking, right, checklist is meant for the applicants to our PhD, masters programs. You'll see letters of recommendation, CV, statement of purpose, right, the form of the college, transcripts, and here you see this, right, official ETS GRE revised general test score report. So they also give you some school code, and you can clearly see this. The general GRE test is not required for students applying to a PhD program. The GRE is required for applications to a terminal master's program, SM or ME degrees. Right? So they also have some other exam called GRE subject test. Depending on some particular subjects, you would have a specialized test. It's not required. So generally people do not write unless there's a requirement for a specific course that you're pursuing. And then TOEFL and IELTS, etc. That's a different story. So as I said, you can check the checklist of the university and the program you're interested in and see if GRE score is a requirement. Similarly, we've just checked for Stanford computer science program as well. So Stanford plus computer science masters plus application checklist, this is what you'll get. And again, you can see the similar things: recommendation letter, statement of purpose, application of the college, resume, etc., transcripts, and then you'll also see GRE. All the applicants are required to take the GRE general test before the application deadline and within 5 years of the application deadline. There are certain set of universities which accept GRE scores for their MBA programs as well, for law school admissions as well. So you can actually go to ETS website if you are interested in pursuing MBA, and if you are not sure whether it's GMAT or GRE that needs to be taken. GMAT is a very popular exam for students who are interested in pursuing masters in business administration. But there are good number of universities which are accepting GRE scores as well. So you can obviously check in the ETS website. You can find a page like this. You can clearly see the source, the bottom, right, where you can check by the countries. You can select a country you are interested in, and you will see all the universities that are accepting GRE scores for their MBA programs. You'll also find something similar for law school admissions as well. So what I'm trying to say is this: universities accept GRE score, but not every university in this world. So look at the universities and the programs you're interested in and see if it's a requirement, and then take the exam according to that. No, there's no merit in taking the exam if the universities you're interested in are not interested in GRE score. And there's no point in not taking GRE exam if you're applying or looking to apply to universities which are expecting you to submit GRE score. Right? If you miss the deadline or you just get to know it very close to the deadline, it's not really going to work. So the idea is that you need to plan the programs and universities you're looking at, get a sense of the requirement of GRE, and then decide whether you need to take the exam or not. So why are universities interested in GRE scores? Right? GRE scores sort of provides a quantified score for them to compare with the other applicants, right? They get a lot of applications, say 1:10, 1:20, the final admission to the number of applicants, much more than that if you look at Harvard and Stanford. So they have to find some ways to sort out the applicants, right? Yes, they look at your SOP, yes, they look at your letters of recommendations, your profile, your past academic performances and stuff like that. But then GRE also has some role to play depending on the university. There is no fixed way to say how much weightage will be given to the GRE score. Just understand that GRE is just one of the parameters used to judge an application. It could be just used as a minimum score. Then the university might be focusing more on your past academic performances, your academic achievements and extracurricular activities. Maybe they take it as a top priority thing and they might give you a good weightage. It all depends on the university and the program, so we cannot comment on that. But what we'll say is that a good GRE score will never hurt your chances in getting into a good university or school. A bad score can definitely hamper your chances. A good score will not guarantee you an admission into a top school, but a bad score will definitely stop you from getting into a good school. So take it as a point that you need to work hard and get a good GRE score so that you don't miss the opportunity to make it into a good school or university and the program you're interested in. Beyond that, there is no point in us focusing on why were universities interested in the GRE scores. Doesn't matter for us. The fact is that GRE score is a parameter used to judge the applicants. So I need to focus on GRE, get a good score so that I stay in the race, I stay in the game. Right? There's no merit in discussing is it really the right way to judge the candidates' capabilities and all. It's beyond our focus. It's not worth our time or energy. Rather, let's put it in the right way so that we can actually improve our chances of getting into a good school. So what am I tested in a GRE exam? So generally we have three areas that you will be tested in. Verbal reasoning. That's basically testing your reading comprehension abilities and vocabulary in multiple formats. Next, quantitative reasoning. That's a simple math, the school level math. You need to be good at that. They look at your fundamental math concepts, how good you know them and how good you can apply them to solve the problems. And finally, the analytical writing is basically writing 2 essays. It's looking at ability of yours to write a structured essay, putting a logical set of arguments. So they look at your language with respect to the grammar, punctuation, spellings and all. Also they look at how well you can structure your thoughts and convey them in the written form of communication. And they also look at your thought process in logically building the arguments. So these are the 3 sections that you will be tested in. We'll talk about them in depth, in detail in the next videos. So don't worry about that. This is basically an introductory video to give you a gist of what the GRE exam is. And the most important question we have discussed in this video is, should I take GRE exam or not? Which, as I said, depends on the universities or the schools you are looking at and the programs you are looking at. Get a clarity on that and then decide. If the answer is yes, then there's a lot of merit in us looking at the rest of the video and focusing on preparing for the GRE exam. Thank you for watching this video. If you're watching this video on the YouTube channel, do check out our full-length courses available for free at gtcube.com/store for your GRE preparation. Also like our partners Facebook page, facebook.com/gtcube3, where you'll get to see a lot of updates that would help you in your preparation. Thank you and let's meet in the next video.